I'm deleting this video 1 week from its upload date, so if you're here now, you're one of very few to see it before it's gone forever. But why? There's nothing special about this video, it isn't an announcement, there's no secret merch drop, so what's the point? See, the YouTube algorithm is kinda weird and pretty complex, and works very differently if you have a small channel versus an already established channel. Social media growth is hard at the best of times, but for artists, it's more than just an ego boost to have a bigger follower count. That number can be what makes or breaks starting your career. Growing a YouTube channel is a huge amount of work, from titles to thumbnails to editing to creating your art, adding music, sound effects, scripting, voiceover. But it can be especially time consuming for artists because making art also takes time. And growth on YouTube in the early days is all about how many impressions you can pull. Therefore, more high quality uploads gives you a better shot. But if making art is so time consuming, you're limited by the very time constraint that's baked into the medium. For those of you that don't make videos, impressions are how many times your thumbnail is shown to someone on the website or in the app. So the question becomes then, how do you pull more impressions? The typical YouTube advice goes something like this: just focus on click-through rate and making better videos. YouTube is a meritocracy and the best stuff will rise to the top. There is truth to this, a lot actually. The videos that end up on my homepage usually kick ass. The quality of stuff that people make these days is so high that even beginner creators are starting off really strong. But the reality is, pulling impressions isn't just about quality and clickbait. See, if you've already established an audience and have tens of thousands of people waiting for your next upload, then yeah, there is a lot of truth in that advice. If your videos consistently pull 10,000 plus views, then you can compare them and see which ones are outliers and why that might be. One might have better engagement or a higher click-through rate or rank better in search results, etc. But if you've just uploaded your first video to a brand new channel, or if your impressions count is super inconsistent from one video to the next, it's a totally different story. You don't have an audience yet, so when people open up the app, there's nobody there waiting for your next upload. A common misconception is that YouTube pushes videos out once you've uploaded them, but in reality, the algorithm works for the viewer. When you open up the app, it's like there's a little robot inside that just wants to make you happy. And the way that it can do this is by placing videos in front of you that it thinks you're gonna like. So based on what videos you click on and how long you've watched them for, it'll keep looking for similar videos to show you every time you come back. So as a creator, if you've already got a dedicated audience, they'll be showing your stuff every single time. But if you're still small, you haven't built up that reputation just yet with your audience. So the chances of them being shown your video instead of the latest Jaden Animations video, it's pretty slim. Instead, the algorithm is gonna try out testing your video with different audiences to see how it performs. But even if it aces every metaphorical test that the algorithm throws at it, you still don't have a big enough audience yet for the platform to know what exactly to do with you yet. I've seen so many channels that have posted videos for months pulling a couple hundred views each on a good day, but then suddenly they post one video that blows up and pulls millions, and from that point forward, every single upload pulls in the tens or hundreds of thousands guaranteed. Monster Garden is a really strong example of this. You can be making the best stuff on the platform and it still takes some time, and importantly, some amount of luck before you can succeed. Some people get really lucky and their first upload is gifted with 100,000 test impressions instead of the usual 20 or 30. And in that testing phase, they manage to find the perfect audience as well, so the video just continues to grow from there. But for most small creators, after the first few days, the video just flatlines and doesn't move an inch. It isn't dead forever, those old Monster Garden videos all picked up again right after his magic system and dwarf redesign videos, because the older stuff was also really good. The stars just hadn't aligned yet and the algorithm needed some more information to be able to run with them. So why am I deleting this in 1 week? Honestly, it's because my last video only pulled 1K impressions, so I'm just seeing if the clickbait on this one works out in my favor. So subscribe if you want to see more art videos, and bye bye!